All right. Good morning, traders. This is SageFT. This is the live trading desk. We are live. Let's go. Whoa, better move that out of the way. All right. My stream deck not working. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Good morning, everyone. My name is Revan Wood. I go by SageFT. This is the live trading desk. Let's take a look at range first here. Let me move this out of the way. All right. So we're starting off in a 10-point range. That's it. That's all. I did not log out. So because we're the narrowest range of the last 7 trading days, what we're going to do is we're going to trade the Keltner channels on the 2-minute chart. Here's some more information on my settings that I have collected over the years from what I've found on the internet. All compiled right there for you for a nice little bundle. And then it gives a little bit of explanation on my own personal trade that I have found. All right, so if we go into the daily chart, now that we've looked at the, now that we have looked at the range, this is just a up and away pattern. I mean, it doesn't get much cleaner than this. If they're going to break it away, this is the pattern. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. All right, now, if they needed to draw on liquidity, it would be underneath one of these lines. Okay. However, what if the draw on liquidity is to the buy side? What if the draw on liquidity is to the buy side? Okay. I want you to think about that. Everybody's thinking, oh, well, if this market's going to go higher, it has to be a draw down here, down here, down here. What if the draw on liquidity is above here? I'm not saying it is, okay? Because what this looks like is a nice, perfect pause before it draws on liquidity slightly, potentially sharply, depending on how you think about it, and then the move higher continuation. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute chart. Now, again, all of this is talked about in the Sunday Night Review and Rev Up. If you have not been watching those, you truly are missing some amazing analysis. Not just because I'm doing it, because I get to spend time on the charts and explain exactly what I'm seeing on all time frames. Okay, on the 15-minute chart, remember we have this here. 1, 2, 3. Now notice, yeah, it's gone past it, but notice where we're at. Right at it. Okay. So let's be careful. We're in a 10-point range. If we could only get 30% of that range, and then maybe half of that, right? We're at like a 1.5, 1.75 for first target. I don't think as many of you as you think would want to trade full size, right? So think about it. If you had a 6-tick stop, how many contracts do you have to trade? Right? Based upon true money management, right? What I show you at the end of the first call, how many contracts would you have to trade at a 6-tick stop? Most of you won't pull the trigger that high. Okay? Think about that. When the ATR is tiny, you'll notice that there will be a lot more contracts bid and offered. When the volatility is higher, or the ATR is also higher, you will notice less number of contracts bid and offered. Okay? Now, here's something to note on the 15-minute. We've got a perfect little Joey intersection here at around 6066. Okay, let's take a look at news today. I believe we only have jolts at 10 a.m. I do declare. Yep, jolts at 10 a.m. Now, I do believe it moved it last month. I do. What we're waiting for, here's Powell right here. Okay, here's Powell right here tomorrow. ISM services, it's not as much as ISM manufacturing, right? It'll still be, all of these will be important tomorrow. Okay, but the big one is right here, Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. It's going to be our hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. All right. So, not really much today in terms of news or in terms of catalyst, right? That's scheduled. Not saying that something couldn't break and right. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, after we get done looking at all of this, let's go back and look at this through the eyes of the KISS chart, right? Which is the keep it simple, silly chart. The way that we want to look at this is where the 200 is way down here, pointing upwards, increasing at an increasing rate. The 20 is above the 200, increasing at an increasing rate. The 8 EMA is above the 200, above the 20, increasing at an increasing rate. Price is above the 8 EMA, increasing at an increasing rate. Therefore, it is green, 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 green. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. What we see here is the 200 period simple moving average is increasing at an increasing rate. We've got the 20 period simple moving average above the 200 simple moving average, increasing at an increasing rate. We've got the 8 EMA above the 20 period simple moving average, increasing at an increasing rate. We've got price sideways above that, basically increasing at an increasing rate above that. Let's go to the 15-minute. Now, look at the trajectory of the 200 period simple moving average, increasing at an increasing rate. This is just basing sideways, as we see here. Coming into the 8 EMA. What if it has to line up with the 20 throughout the week? This is just a scenario, right? You got to kind of think of the things that it could do or that it won't do, or what if it doesn't do this, right? What if it just bases and waits for the 20 to come on the 4 hour chart? So it'll look like something over here, okay? That will line right up with the jobs numbers Friday morning, everybody. They could do this, right? They could widen this out a little bit because we're only in a 10-point range, right? They could widen this out. They could play some shenanigans, some tomfoolery. They could find some liquidity either side. And then when the jobs number comes, they can take it whichever direction they're going to take it, right? So that's how we want to think about that. But looking at the KISS chart, okay. Oops. Looking at the KISS chart, right? What we want to do, let me pull the analog out, and let's make sure that we have not forgotten where we are in this whole daggum thing. Okay. We want to be trading here. Okay. That's where we're at on the daily chart. 12 months into this bad boy. 12 months into this bad boy. Since November of last year, coming into the 13th month, we have been right here on the daily, right? Right now on the 4-hour chart, we are right here. On the 15-minute, we're right here. Do you see how this is the best analog? This is the best analog if you just understand the context of it, right? Okay. Let me see how small this picture goes. Hold on a second here. I want to show you something here. Okay, so let's look at it. I'm going to leave this right here. And let's look at the KISS chart on the daily. Excuse me, we'll start with the daily. Okay. So we've got the 200 down here, right? So that would be the 200 down here. And everything is perfect. Price and the 20 is perfect. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. 200 is down here, so 200 is down here. Okay. Price is up here. Excuse me, up here. And then the 20 is a little bit closer to price, but not showing any signs of topping yet. Okay. 15-minute. It already did its thing. Okay. So this is overnight, right? This is kind of a lot of price action here. Sorry, this is over the last 2 days. But let's start it. It goes from here to here to here. Okay. Oops. Now, it goes back into position 1. So it goes back into here. Now we are here. If we look at it, right? Now we are here. So that's why this is so important. That's why the KISS chart is our context in which we trade. Wonderful lesson there. Can we clip that, someone? Can someone rewind just a couple minutes and hit clip, and then Elijah can pick it up on the backside? All right, now let's go to x.com. What happened? Let's go to x.com and let's take a look at Adam Mancini, right? Okay, so Adam Mancini 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these levels here, which he calls the Technical Analysis 101 levels, and I'm going to put them on my charts, and I'm going to trade them as if they are pivots, just like daily pivots, R1, R2, S1, S2, that kind of thing. I'm going to trade my trades to and from these levels right here. When it comes to it, I'm going to see if my trade fires, and then when my trade fires at it, I'm going to trade away from it to the next one, okay? Gee, man, you having fun playing that game with me? If anyone wants to join us, we have some debriefings, some de-escalating in the aftermarket. I consider it part of trading, because think about this. You jump into the game, okay? You have to have reaction skills. Okay, now let's talk about the mental side of this thing, right? Like, if you're a super competitive guy like me, competing with people we don't even know, you jump into the game and they spawn camp you 4 times in a row. You're down 0-4. What do? You start crying like a girl, the game's rigged, or do you change your status up, shift your focus, and get a positive KD? That's the kind of thing that I think about when I'm playing the game. Here's another one, G, and the rest of you. Can you focus on your trading with no distractions, like you can focus on the video game and shooting fake people? Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis has been joining us in a skirmish or two. Okay, on that 15-minute, we've got a high to high there that I'm locked in on. Look, we can even draw this like this. Oh, look at this. Hello. Hello from all-time highs. That computer that I showed, that I sent you guys a picture of from Costco, that is better than my computer, and that's $100 less than I paid. That has the 4070 in it with an i9. And you can control the fan speed and noise on that computer. I've showed how to do it twice on stream. Yeah, Ryan, I might have to buy one of those myself, my friend. Nick, go to Costco and look at that one that I sent in the Discord. Then you can join us on some Black Ops 6. You can trade from your phone, man, if that's what you're going to do, brother. Get squad up, son. That computer will rip that game. Now, you guys, now, those of you that are new, don't judge. Okay, don't judge. All right, so what we're going to do with these Keltner channels, folks, is we're going to wait for our pattern to repeat to and from them. Okay, because we're the narrowest range of the last 7 trading days, the people that get trapped in this game at this range are the people that think that the next move is the next big move. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to wait for these Keltner channels to line up with a location, whatever location you desire, right? And then you want to wait for your pattern to repeat, and you trade from it to it. Okay, from it to it. Now, there's several things we got to have: context, location, trend, right? Those things have to be at the lower Keltner or the upper Keltner for you to take the action, just like any other trade. Good. Yeah, so 6063, and he changed it to, he removed the 6063 from this commentary, and now we've got the edges of it are 45 and 78. Mr. Tommy G. Yeah, and I'll show you how to make it to where you can game on it correctly. These are eval accounts. The Apex ones, when they're funded, they'll say PA. Bill, that's how you can tell. And then I don't know what the take profit ones say. And I'm adding my account to it here in the next, I don't know, day or two. And so then my main account's going to be the master. On the 2-minute, this is as narrow state as it gets. Let's go back. Oop, I closed the picture. Let's take a look at where we are in the analog. We are right here, as much as right here can right here be right here. Yeah, Bill, on these smaller eval accounts, the drawdown has gotten me because I'm used to trading a bigger account. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, come on, $1,100. Let's go. What are you doing? And it always liquidates the position right at the bottom, right? Like, let's say you're pyramiding in, it'll liquidate it right at the bottom. You're like, oh my God. And then the bigger ones, so Bill, and then on the bigger ones that are 300,000, I don't change the way that I'm trading them, right? Like people, as you can see on the internet, what people do is they trade the eval accounts different than they trade the live accounts. I'm not doing that. I'm trading everything the same, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep adding accounts to it. Great question. Great question. And no, I don't get these for free. I pay for all this stuff, right? Just because I'm an affiliate doesn't mean that they're going to give me free stuff. They gave me a free sweatshirt. They gave me 2 free sweatshirts, actually. Nick, he's been banging some COD with us. Yesterday, okay, so now Apex was a hit yesterday, folks. Click on that link and see if they still have some lingering deals like they had yesterday. It was a hit. It was an absolute hit, everybody. I mean, how many of you bought more than 5 accounts yesterday? It was they really, the customer really received that deal well yesterday. So where would a draw on liquidity be? Would it be on the 15-minute chart, or would it be as shallow as the 2-minute chart? Yeah, and we also have had great response with take a profit trader. If you aren't a fan of Apex, right? We've had great response with take profit trader, and then the other one that we've had a really really good response with is my funded futures. $50. That would be quite the drop, wouldn't it? The range is getting smaller. No real catalyst. The news is absolutely lethargic, folks. We're not even at 90,000 contracts. I like to see 190,000. Yuck. I know that's what I was talking about a little bit ago. The flush through the 60s. Okay, so then to prove that, it has to go on the 15-minute, draw your high to high from yesterday's all-time high. It's perfect. There's several touches of it. So the proof would be through that with authority. Now, do they do that on the opening bell, or do they scale it back and manipulate for a hot minute? That 3 a.m. inverted hammer, I'm going to put on the 15-minute, I'm going to put a box around that, because it's the right. This is where they tried to accumulate. Someone distributed right on top of them, right? And so then it comes through. So now, do we come up? We came up. Do we touch and then push, or not? very low volume. This is hard to read because it's such low volume. On the volume profile, it's bell-shaped distribution skew right. And the 63 from yesterday is just the perfect shelf that it's sitting on. I don't really want to trade here because the 2-minute chart is in perfect narrow state. Do I nibble down here below here? Or is that played out? All right, that all-time high 15-minute order block is still being respected as well. Let's keep that in mind. The bottom of that is 64.25. Okay, here's the 4-hour order block. I want to trade when it moves. Oops. When it moves away from this squiggles with the 200 and the 20 and the 8 and the VWAP all the same price. This is what an agreement in price looks like. I will wait until we have the disagreement in price. Let me. I will wait till we have the disagreement in price. This is where I want to trade. Now, if you're thinking short, just flip it over. Right, just turn this on its x-axis. Okay. How is everyone? Everyone good? XRP is getting spicy. It has moved down. Got as high as 290. Now it's at 260. It's down 30 cents. That's like 15%. She's heating up. Think of all the accounts that go up in flames when that happens. And then the money just gets deposited into somebody else's account, right? That's what people don't understand. When the money's lost, it's not like it went poof, right? Like when a stock goes to zero, right? It doesn't, the money didn't just disappear. For real. The money didn't just disappear. Okay. It had to have been profited on by the derivatives that were the contracts that were wrote against the equity positions. It's in that VPOG. Speaking of agreements, may retrace to $2. Where did you hear that? Yeah, it's meme coin central right now, bud. Yep. All right, 1 minute until the 15-minute bar closes here. Does it close above the previous red bar? And if so, what do they do with it? 1 minute. 1 minute. Analysts. Yeah, I'd stop listening to XRP analysts. They've been wrong for 10 years, 5 years, whatever it's been. I would scrap them guys right out the old winder. Okay, coming up into the high-to-high trend line on your 15-minute chart from all-time highs. Decision point right here. Do they take it or do they leave it? Moon. We're in a 10-point range. So moon would be 66.25, 66.75. That means you're saying there's going to be a new buyer. Interesting. That is debatable. Oh, yeah, no, Jeff, I totally understand. That it is. If you could have averaged in at like 50 cents, 40 cents, there's some people here that did. There's someone here that's really, really winning. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a good entry. That's like my Solana entry. Not 37 cents on Solana, but I got $8.90 on Solana. Yeah, but I mean, for that cheap, your average would have been juice. The thing you have to do is you have to start with less, right? Like so you can average in, right? Like people, here's where people go wrong. They put the whole nut up in the first entry on anything. Doesn't matter what they're trading, right? It's just anything. But let's say that you're going to put $1,000 to work on something, right? Okay, why not put 200 to work and then reassess, and then put another 200 to work and then reassess, okay? And then let's say that it falls apart and you're like, all right, well, okay, so this is a much better price. I've got 5 years to hold this. I don't need the money right now. It's starting to be some green bars there, folks. What are they doing here? We're at the high-to-high trend line. Well, I have yet to go all in and win. So there's no proof that that exists. Okay, there's 67s. We'll see if they found a new buyer. There's your upper Keltner. 67.50 is the overnight high. Upper Keltner. We are just a stone's throw away from all-time highs, right? 68.50 for an all-time high is what I've got on my record book here. Folks, there's no way it goes to 68.50. I'll be right back. Ooh. A little bit of a bear 180 there. $63.75, then $61.75. Yeah, shorting all-time highs like that just doesn't. Is anyone in it? Here's how I have it drawn. Is anyone there? There's your target. That is a tough one. It's clean though. That is what a seller looks like, right? The lack of a buyer is what we'll call that, right? That's what I meant by a new. They'll have to find a new buyer above 66.25, right? So they got it up to 67. They found the new buyer. You see it? Buy side liquidity. Think about the definition or the term buy side liquidity. They had all you can eat on when you hit market on the buy side liquidity. You try to buy it, we've got liquidity for you. This is what it looks like, folks. There's your tape read lesson of the day. Okay? Because we're on severely low volume. Look at this. 97,000 contracts and it's coming up on 9 a.m. Oh, Lord. Upper Keltner for the win, huh? What do you guys think about that? A nervous vibe about what? Mm-mm. Good morning, Brian. No, trickery is the game. So what we want to do to calm the nervousness, right? Because nervousness and excitement are the same thing. What we want to do is we want to channel that into excitement for, okay, where are the tricks going to be performed? And that is, here's a really cool picture that we came up with. I don't know if you've ever seen this, Victor. Let me find it. Hold on. No, that's not the right one. Here it comes. Anything that troubles you in your trading, right? Like being nervous, like, oh, where's the trickery, right? Is due to a lack of data equals a lack of confidence. So what we want to do is we want to get you the data that gives you the confidence to not be nervous about whether they're going to pull a rug pull or a trick or something like that. As I've been stating, we will see when the seller comes in. Right now, there's a concerted effort to buy on any pullback because the dollar is worth less tomorrow. When the stocks come down, they have to own it at a certain level because it's cheaper than the inflation or the degradation of the spending power on the dollar. That's what this is all directly related to. Here's your second target of 61.75. Again, here's how I had it drawn. Sweet mercy. That was a quick round trip. Look at that. Great question. Because and here's why we don't get nervous, because if we see some sort of rug pull, we're going to be able to short it and make money, because our pattern is just going to repeat to the downside. XRP at 237, wasn't it just at 280 something? Woo! Look at that. I like it. She's heating up. That's spicy. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now the algos are going to try to come in. So for them to find another draw on liquidity, if you ask me, it would be down to the pivot point, which is 55.50. The Victor Newman. Does it look like the guy on the picture? Can you see his? Let's go to channel. Is this Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless? Hey, that's you. Now, remember we boxed out this. Remember this had huge volume? Okay, so now look at the volume on this bar. Okay, so now it's, let's get this out of the way, then we'll carry on with the lesson. All right, everybody, it's my favorite time of the morning. Let's go ahead and get it up in the air. It is cheers. Let's cheers to a very safe trading day on this narrow range inside at all-time highs session. Let's put this, let's spam the emote Team Green. Let's see it. Cheers. All right, what I was going to say is now we've got a huge bar. Now what we can do is, this was distribution. Okay, there's no way to hide it. No way to fight it. I get excited. This is distribution, right? They just distributed 15,000 times, 9,700 times. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to be watching the edges of this thing until a bigger bar comes, and then that will be the new one, right? I just want to lay in my bed. Well, they're going to run the trade before we even get it? They might. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. Target already hit before we can even enter the trade. Yep. G, nice. Nice. I see it. Had my finger on the trigger. Here's how it was drawn. I was waiting for this bar to close to bid 175. Okay, now I'm going to stretch that up there, and I'm going to put my entry as I'm drawing it, not a real order, 64.25 over under. Do you guys see how we have that drawn? Okay, and then your bottom of it will be 61. Now, I'm not saying we're taking those trades. That's where we're going to start drawing it. Good, 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 good. Put your entry order where your stop would be. We are at gap fill. 175 is gap fill, according to NinjaTrader. And we're just slightly fractionally down on the NQ last close of 218. So we have a big nothing burger. So we need to make sure that we're playing the edges, right? We want to make sure we're playing the draws on the liquidity. That's where the Keltner channels come in. How do we know that we're using the Keltner channels? Let me show you. Right here. When we're the narrowest range of the last 7 trading days, we're using the Keltner channels on the 2-minute chart. It's that simple. Does it keep us out of some trades? Yes. Right back into narrow state. Yeah, look at how flat the 15 is though, right? Like if you look at the 20 and the 8 just oscillating on each other. Still going. So we were correct to assume that they were looking for the draw on liquidity. Not only, right? Remember the narrative of what I said. Not only were we going to find the levels to the downside, but now it's doing it in the opposite order of what I said, but we also found the buy side lick up here, which just triggered off this little price avalanche, shall we call it. Nice little ditty. Let's go, XCOG. Overnight low is 57.50. This will give us some range expansion. Pivot point is 55.50. Remember, we talked about this pre-market. Well, it's still pre-market. We talked about this before we turned the stream on. Scroll all the way up. See if it lets you read what we talked about before, okay? You've got a nasty line break on the 15-minute. That is Gucci. Okay, your 15-minute lower Keltner lines up with the pivot point. Nothing at all. Bitcoin, 94,000. Yeah, there's your 55.50s. Yeah, bottom. Okay, it's going to have to go down just a little bit more. Got a little discrepancy here. The ES went lower than the MES. Interesting. Mr. Robert, it's a good morning to you. I took too long to put the order in. That one cost me. Oh, no. There's your target. Okay, there's your targets. I fumbled the ball there. Oh, no. 56.50 was the bid, folks. 8 quarters was your target. Oh. Well, I missed that one. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah. The old Darlene was coming for a visit, and I'm over here playing around. Why is this Stream Deck giving me so much headache? Come on, Darlene. Interesting. My Darlene button is not working. Neither is that one. Neither is that one. Neither is any of them. All right. Be quiet. Well, Wabbit. It's Stream Deck. Anyone long still? Okay. If they're going to get this thing running, you know the drill. 59.50. I don't know what the hotkey is for it. There we go. It reset the actual Stream Deck. Let's see if it works now. Negative. Well, that's not good. It was just working. I can't turn my camera off. I can't do anything. Huh. Let's try this. I'm going to reset it completely here. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on here. Because it might be OBS. OBS might be the culprit now. Yeah, it's gotta be OBS doing it. That's okay. No, it's the Stream Deck. Uh-oh. Turn camera on. Show Control Shift X. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So Control Shift I hides it. Control Shift X brings it back. We're getting a little bit of range expansion, but I want to remind you, we have tons of range expansion to have any sort of impact on the range here. It wanted me to restart OBS for the Stream Deck update, and I was like, no. Okay, we've got 12 and a half minutes till the opening bell, folks. It's been a good morning. Hit that like button. Now look at the volume profile here. Did they get enough inventory up there to sell it more? Or are they going to have to buy it back up into it to see if they're going to sell it again and maybe they possibly break it up again? Okay, those are the things that I'm watching. I did reboot it. But I can't restart OBS while we're streaming. I restarted my computer. Yeah, last night. I was just using my Stream Deck. I just turned the camera off with it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I know the hotkey to turn my camera on and off. That's enough. Good morning, everyone. We've got a little pocket of low volume, just a hair above 60. You got a high to high trend line right now, floating at about 59.5, 59 quart. Mm-hmm. 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 Stops up 658. Because I can always come back and get it again. It hit my target, didn't fill me on the MES. It hasn't traded on the ES. I'll take a break-even trade on that all day long. Holy crap. Look at the pothole that just created. Okay, and then he had to stop it, right? The liquidity algorithm had to come in here. All right, so now we might have a little bit of weakness here for a hot minute. That's why I moved my stop up, folks. That would have been slaughter. That would have been an instant stop out. Perfect, right? No. I'm watching 57.50. I think it could go up into the 59s to close that hole first. Or it's just going to keep going down without me. Oh, wait. I can't short the pivot. I can short above the pivot. I just can't short the pivot. Oh, wait. It printed 60 on the MES, which was the contract that I was using. It completed business at 59.75 on the ES and then instantly removed the offer. Removed the bid, right? Here's the story it's telling. Completes business here at 59.75. They removed the bid. Someone has to stop the bleeding here at 56. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. 3.5 minutes till the opening bell. Folks, I will be right back. It's a good morning to you. 2 minutes. Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new, welcome. Okay, the secret to this room is trading with the KISS chart. Okay, on the charts is trading with the KISS chart. Off the charts is making sure you're in constant communication with your coach. Okay, just under 59 would be your target here if you're long off of this, but I canceled the order because of the opening bell. There's the target. Let me show you how I had it drawn. Oh my goodness, I missed it. Wow, that was the perfect trade. I wouldn't have been filled when I put the order in, but if I would have put the order in correctly, I would have been 2R by now at 61 here, okay? So that they get the draw on liquidity they were looking for? That's the answer that we're going to find on the 15-minute above 61.25. 61.25. That's the mountain that the longs have to climb, or what the shorts have to endure. Low two, excuse me, 62 was the VWAP. 59 is the over-under by tape. Hmm. I think I was a little bit one bar. I think I was 1 bar early. Okay, 59. Here's your 59. Do they bounce it or not? I did not add on the OTE. I didn't even draw it in. Okay, the OTE was 60.75. And yes, it would have hit target. 59 would have been the target. Oops. Stops down. 57.75. Free trade. 63.50. I was 1 bar early. And I didn't put the OTE in. Did anyone put the OTE in? And what trade did I just trade? Type it in if you know what trade I just took. And describe it. Use the descriptive words, not the slang. No? Okay. Ian says test 20 after VWAP. What else? What other guesses do you have, right? You guys are going to make Ian do all the easy work? Okay, so now it a sword no, not by any means could it be a sword. No. So we test the view out and then close below the first touch of the 20 period simple moving average after the 20 goes through the VWAP, right? Now notice we were all playing the same game, so it was a matter of who got the best fill. Here's how it's drawn, everybody. Okay. I wish I would have put my OTE order but in at 60.75. Look at this, at 60.75, but I didn't have it drawn. I was just in the trade, right? So now you can see it. It looks pretty clean, doesn't it? Look at how we're the whole bottom. Look at how everything that we did was the bottom. The Cheryl trade, the David A trade, right? So it's the first pullback to the 20 simple after the move through the VWAP. So then you take green or red overtakes green, right? Yep, you guys are seeing it correctly. Optimal trade entry. $61, 61.8 and 78.2 or whatever it is. 61.8 and 73.2 or whatever those numbers are. You can see them here, Eddie. And you can go on YouTube and just type in OTE ICT. Yeah, simple terms for a so at this OTE, which is 30, it's a 61.8% retracement, which is what John Carter and Hubert Sinners call what, everybody? Between 50 and 61% retracement is called what? Based on Hubert Sinners and John Carter. Come on, old heads. No, that's ICT. That's PD array. So someone else calls it the golden pocket. I don't know. That reminds me of John Carter and Hubert Sinners called it the ambush zone. When the trade pulls back between 61.8% and 50% of whatever, right? Okay, ICT changed it to PD array, premium discount array. It's just a pullback, right? A percentage of a pullback, right? People call it whatever they want. Now, should you still be short? Yes. I don't know if Hubert is around anymore. I follow John Carter on Facebook, but nothing that he says has anything to do with trading. Yeah, I was the dum-dum that paid for the CD, the DVD on how to use the squeeze indicator and didn't even buy the squeeze indicator. Me. I was the dum-dum. It was $400 on my credit card. Okay, watch your 52s. Watch your 49s. You've got a 50. Ryan's 50 is coming in. Ryan called 50 a long time ago. So good call on Ryan. It's the 200 simple on the 15-minute moving average. Yeah, Brian, remember being that dum-dum? We live and we learn, I guess, huh? All right, so we're looking clean here, folks. We're looking clean. I am 1.5 for 1.5. What I mean by that is I had one long that hit my target and didn't fill, so I went to break even. So that was a scratch. And then we just hit this one perfectly at 53.50. Oh, we just hit 52. Sweet. Speaking of trading markets, who remembers paying for that room and being sorely disappointed because John Carter was never there? If he was there for a couple minutes. He never took a trade when he was there. Hubert Centers would go for like 2 ticks or 3 ticks. Don Miller from the NQ. That stuff looked like it worked. I just thought it was voodoo. Nice trade, Joey. We're down 0.1%, folks. 0.1. Yeah. I'm not a believer in that bar. That was not enough volume. Our stops work hard so you don't have to. Yeah, very simple. When I found Don Miller, it was before I knew anything about this stuff. I just was like, oh my God, wow, there's no way that works. There's no way. It's so simple that it works, right? And here I am teaching exactly, okay, just on the ES, right? That if you keep it this simple, it actually works. Where it doesn't work is when, excuse me, is when people try to make it more complicated. Okay. Show me an accumulation bar. Right now, I do not see it. VPOC shift to 56, folks. Yep. Please make sure your live button is red on YouTube. Yeah, it's old stuff. He's old school, old school. Whoosh. This is that part where if you were to have bought it right here, like a resting limit order, you'd go, yeah, I'm not sure if I want it now, right? If you, let's say you left the order resting right here and it fills you and it engulfs this bar and you're like, yeah, you know, I'm not really sure I want this one anymore. Do I get rid of it? Right. And as the red bar gets larger, you're like, oh my God. Oh man, I should have just closed it out. Oh God. Right. To me, it's not in the right place and they can prove, right? And the reason I'm saying they can prove is we don't have, I mean, there's a little bit of volume, more volume in this 2-minute bar, but not like this. Okay, where it's like, okay, they're accumulating. Here they go. How high can they take it? I'm going to join them. It's not like that. Okay. We need to wait in the tree like a leopard. Let the hog come underneath us and we will just take advantage of it, right? Like we did here. And right now, this is not the spot. These are not the trades you are looking for. So far, so good, folks. Who has stayed safe? Type a Y in the chat if you'd stayed safe. Type a Y in the chat if you have not stayed safe. Type a Y in the chat just to type a Y in the chat. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Back to VPOC. Tyson says he's done for the day. Tyson says he's staying frosty. EJ's up 10 cents. Let's go. You are too good. It's like when you go on social media and you see these guys and they're like, "Oh yeah, we called this wonderful trade," and he made like 38 cents. Follow me for more. It's like, more what? You spent more money. You spent more money making the video than you did on the profit. 38 cents. What? Let's go. I want the battle to resolve itself from this level, right? We're at the pivot. Do we go to S1 or R1? Do we even have a new Mancini, or is he just sitting back in the cut? Still looks like they're leaning into the bid until it proves otherwise. Because you've got to pull back to the 20 simple, and it just dies, right? You're going to need a thrust through the 20, which turns the 8 up at the same time for this to flip. Okay, I have no orders in, nothing, nada, zero. Bulls are in control above 46 and 35. Do a little bit of clerical work here. Mm. 4 minutes, it's brewing. It's plausible. Do they print 50 before it goes up? Is what you need to think about on that 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. It's inside of the largest volume node, the largest volume bar. Okay, which if we think about volume spread analysis, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? This would be accumulation, heavy volume, okay, and then they distribute it hard based upon the volume of this 15-minute bar right here, okay? Now that's the opening bar, obviously. So we're now now think about the progression of this, right? A lot of traders talk about the 15-minute ORB, the 15-minute opening range break. Okay, so now we've calculated it in to where, well, why is it the 15-minute opening break? Because the volume on this bar, unless it gets surpassed, this is where all of the volume lies. So what are they going to do on the edges? Are they going to bring it back in? Are they going to take it through? I'll be right back. This was actually a really good discussion on the ORB. Thank you. News in 1.5. Thank you. If anyone ever is wondering what Joey is talking about, just ask him to send you a picture over in the Discord. Okay, here's the link to the Discord. It's free at any time. At any time, right? Joey will gladly show you. All right, so now here's a thought that I have. Is this the draw on liquidity or not? Right? Ask yourself that question. Was that the draw on liquidity or not? Okay, there's the news. There's the news. Bids and offers are very thin. Okay, remember 59 is where the volume was. Okay, VWAP is 60. VPOC is 56. Was this the Wyckoff draw? So far, yes. Does it sustain? Does the buyer continue? Okay, there's your VWAP. Just above 60, you've got that little nook and cranny that's got to get through. VAH is 63. I see no edge here. $58.50 to 59 is your over under. If you look at the opening 2-minute bar on your footprint, you'll see what I mean by 59. Gee, man, I believe the easy money was made, my friend. The question is, were you there to harvest it? Not you personally, but you, the trader, were you there to harvest it? Okay, and if not, why not? And what are you working with your coach to do with about to what are you doing with your coach to work it out and get through it? Right. Yeah, ES is down 0.04%, and the NQ is up 0.04%. We're in the middle of the 15-minute opening range. Right now, the reason I have it boxed again, and I want to be clear, is not because it's the opening bar, but because it's the largest volume bar, right? And so they accumulated it and then they distributed it significantly. So now, if they distributed it significantly and then all of a sudden it's smaller bar, green, 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 okay, that means they ran out of sellers, they ran out of distribution. So that's what I'm watching. It's not just what's in this first big, huge bar of volume. What's after it? Do they continue to put larger bars on here and sell it or not? They can't summon Batman. So let's, well, is it doing its thing? Am I going to miss it if I monologue? We're right in the middle of the Keltners. That's going to be breaking all my rules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up. Oh, look at that move in the XRP. Well, if this bar goes green, watch out. I'm going to open up the daily chart and I'm going to take a look at Nike. Yeah, I nibbled on it last night. Or no, it filled me this morning. And then what else did I buy? Oops. What the hell did I buy? I bought something else. Oh, Microsoft. That son bitch is expensive. Good Lord. But nonetheless, we got ourselves a nice little line break. Yeehaw. Now, another chart that I think is absolutely darling. Look at this. Folks, unfortunately, it's not giving me a pullback. I want to buy a call if it pulls back. They're not going to pull it back. Look at that thing, though. That's what bullish looks like. Okay? That's Apple. Now, think about it. These are the biggest companies, right? These are the biggest companies sitting at all-time highs. All together, right? Almost for Tesla, right? Is Google getting back there? It's a little bit off. Okay, but look at things like IBM, Disney, Philip Morris. Look at Philip Morris. I'm up 50% in that damn thing. Look at that thing. Look. So if you're wondering where all the money from technology has gone, okay, they've rotated it cyclically, right, into the defensive stocks. Look at Boeing. We got a nice entry on Boeing. Around 152.30 or something like that. Don't diddle in the middle. Yeah, it was an ad for me. Serious question. Didn't they have to come back and fix the imbalances on the 1004 bar? You're only turn the page. You're only thinking of one part of the equation. What's the location? What's the context, right? $58.50 is your over under on your 15-minute chart. I have no edge here. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. Oh. KK. Brian, I do believe the easy money was made, my friend. I do believe. It already hit the target though, so that you can't really do that. So no, folks, I'm on the sidelines here. If I had a sidelines animation, I would be running it. I think that's something that I'm going to do. Depending on where we're at, if we're on the sidelines, I'm going to have a little sidelines guy. XRP back at 251.5 from 230. Fortunes are won and lost in those little moves, folks. Yeah, here's a great discount. It's the biggest discount I can offer, right? Hey, that button worked. It's just something on OBS because the texts are working. I'm going to test one more time, folks. I'm going to test. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, okay, so that works. So it's OBS now. Now that we got the update. Good. This is good. My stream deck is not dead. Right in the middle of everything. Look at how Joey's X marked it absolutely perfect. Look at this. Bink. Oh, trading view. Yeah, click on this link if you want to save some massive coin on a yearly subscription of the view, the trading view, and 1 month free. I want to remind you, we are square nuts in the middle of the 15-minute opening range. Look, we've got the median threshold right here, 57. No edge. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to step away for a second because I just do not want to condone trading the middle, even if it would have to be the perfect setup. I'll be right back. Okay, there's the drop. That's what I was hesitant about. $56 VPOT. Big volume coming through at 52 half, 52 3/4. Here we go. Okay, start reading the tape. Here we go. Pothole at 56. That volume could be him leaning on this a little bit here. 48 is very plausible. If someone said 48 a minute ago, very, very plausible based upon the volume that was dumped on the downtick in direct relation to anything that's been bought on the uptick, which is nothing comparable to what I'm seeing right here at 52.75 by 52.50. I don't know what happened there. I've got a little bit of lag in trade of 8. 48.50 is the target if you're still short. Here's how I have it drawn. 48.50 is the target if you're still short. 48.50, 48.50, 49's print. 49's print, 875's print, 875's print. Lots of volume at 875. Everyone's playing the same game. Everyone's playing the same game. I don't know what happened, but it got me out. I got 4 ticks and 5 ticks. I don't know what just happened there. Plenty of volume at 8 3/4 and 49. That was a perfect RBI, GBI. And in the perfect location, which would be the 15-minute opening range break, right? All right, we got a Mancini. You could probably take this trade again. $48.50 coming almost a second time. They're leaning into the bid. Don't try to catch the bottom here. It's not going to work. And don't, I mean, I can also say don't short down here either. It's not going to work, right? Just if you're in a trade, stay in the trade that you're in, or handle your process. Okay, but if you're not, don't. $20, 2.5, and 0. You've got 569 bid at 47, folks. Watching 47 all the way to 48. You've got over 1,000 bid, almost 2,000 bid there. They know that. They see it. Do they front run it, or do they drop it right onto the sell side lick for it? Right, just perfect for them. 600 at 47.75. Yeah, that can't be, Robert, that can't be real money. Because they can't lose every single day. Like, I mean, it's unfathomable. I mean, now, yes, they can, right? But you run out of money eventually. Are they long? What do they just get long and just keep trailing or something? What do they do? I don't understand it. That doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work when you're trading against the algos anymore. As we clearly have seen, right? 52.50 is the over under still, folks. Don't get too bearish down here. We're kind of, you know. Ooh, there's your target if you did the removal play. Check this out. This is beautiful. I eyeballed it, but I didn't take it. Look, if you would have done this, look, you hit your first target here. Look at that. Who took it? Who took the Tony L? Now that we've printed the 50s, if we remove this 15-minute red bar that's right in front of us in the next 9 minutes, that will be a plausible V bottom. And why didn't they print 48.50? What the hell? I'll be right back. Oh, I'm muted. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's just, that's okay. Got a little bit of a line break here. 48.75 would be your target, I guess. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. What I was saying was there's only two things that stop you from being the trader that you aspire to be. Okay, one is the lack of patience. The other one is the need to be right. Right. And so that's what we begin to tackle immediately on the first session. That's basically where we start. We're going to isolate those problems and remove them. I'm going to show you how to do it in the quickest, most effective manner, if you will. Yeah, my copier is terrible. As you see, I'm getting different fills. And look, sometimes 2 and 3 seconds apart. These are 16 seconds apart. Look at that. I missed it. I didn't pull the trigger when it was up there. Red in the lead at 52%. Folks, what are you guys doing? Do you have a lack of patience or do you have the need to be right? Which one is it today? Okay, I do believe the easy money has been made. And what does your coach have to say about it? Yes. Okay, you're starting to hit targets here. If you're no matter where you're short on if you're short on this last little hump here, you're starting to take profit here. So let's see if they can flush it through this 48.50 or not. Okay, so the MES made 48.25. The ES has to make it through there. It's just a matter of do they do it now or do they pop it and then drop it? You've got some large bids down here into the 47s. Very large. You're going to have to go do a thank you transaction. It's coming. And then Mancini has us at 60-60 from here to start the backup, the ES backup. They're leaning. Let's see if you're going to get it. It has to print quarters because the micros printed quarters. Yep. There you go. There you go. Yeah, and now it has to print 7 3/4 because now your MES printed 7 3/4. So now it has to go down there just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's got to even itself out. Here it comes. There's 48. Okay, if you're sick and tired of being on the plateau in your trading that you're on right now, and you're ready to move to the next level, okay, it's time to book that coaching call. It is that time. Okay. If you've been at this for years and you just aren't getting it, it's time to book that call. If you're brand new to trading and you want to learn the correct way to do this up front, that's where you book the coaching call. Okay. I will show you how to see all this stuff. In your trade copier thing. Okay. Just hit flatten all when it does that. He got all the correct info on day one. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out circumstance, and hopefully I present the circumstance great enough that you sway that I sway your opinion into at least looking at what I'm showing you. I assure you that if you do the work, it's life-changing and your life will never be the same. But if you don't get help, your life is going to continue to be the same. Yeah, we'll hang out for a little bit, see if we get any sort of move. All right, Mancini says 46 week, 35 must hold on this dip and creeping there gradually. Reclaiming 60-60 from here starts ES back up. Okay. Okay, and now think about this. We talked about this at the beginning of the session, right? We talked about how they may bring this back in. They may want to have some sort of draw on liquidity underneath these levels that they already created. And, well, here we are. All right, so now what? Perfect. One more dippy dip is very plausible. Very plausible. And you know what's funny is that Isaiah is they tell you not to do that. They get a couple ticks of liquidity into the liquidity, and then they bounce it. A couple ticks of liquidity into, and then they bounce it. They're slowly working their way through that 47s, aren't they? Yeah, it specifically says don't do that. I remember reading that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. This is SageFT from the live trading desk. Those of you that are watching this on the socials, we had a pretty awesome day today. I do believe we took all the money that they were going to give us. We started at 8 a.m. Let's see. Here's all my trades. Oops. Okay, so we shorted, let's say we bought at 920. Okay, and then we sold at 932. And then we went short at 1026. Two winners, one scratch. One of them hit my target and didn't fill. And then two of them were full first targets. Full first targets, yeah. It was a really good morning. If you were methodical, if you paid attention to the 15-minute fractal here, which is the 8 EMA and price crossing the 20-period simple moving average at the same time and turning it the same color as the cross. Okay, this is what the fractal looks like. Okay, but when this happens, the reason we call it the fractal, this is very, very important. We've got a great video coming out on this, folks. Great video coming out on this. Okay, what makes it called the fractal is the 8 crossing the 20 on the 15-minute is the 20 crossing the 200 on the 2-minute. And we get the bonus where it's the 8 crossing the 200 and the VWAP at the same time. Therefore, we call it the fractal. So it's just been trend down, extremely light volume. So we trade it as such. That's going to be a wrap for me, folks. It's been an extremely great stream. Join us over in the Discord. I'm going to put the link there for you. We will see everyone tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. live on YouTube. Thanks. Good night.